After the man greeted his daughter, a bizarre scene unfolded. The daughter was about to open the door and come out, but despite only a wall separating the corridor, she didn't appear. Sensing something was amiss, he quickly opened the door to check, only to find his daughter's clothes lying on the floor. Meanwhile, the daughter had arrived at a mysterious corridor. At the end of this corridor, a woman was lying motionless in a bathtub. As she was about to greet the woman, the figure in the bathtub suddenly moved, instantly causing the girl to scream in terror. James, outside the door, heard his daughter's voice. He frantically tried to kick open the door, but the next second, he found himself back in the living room on the first floor, with the chair that had blocked the door earlier lying on the ground. Finally, he found his missing daughter on the stairs. Fortunately, the daughter was only frightened and unharmed. After the bizarre incident, James no longer dared to let his daughter out of his sight. He hurriedly took out his phone to call his wife, but no one answered on the other end. He then called the store he visited yesterday, hoping to borrow a car from the owner to leave this place. However, the owner told James that he could never leave that villa. As James was trying to make sense of the situation, the store owner told him a story about the villa. Initially, the villa's location was a church, used to collect sinful souls. Later, due to disuse, the church was demolished, and someone built this villa on its foundation. Anyone with a sinful past, once they set foot in this villa, would never be able to leave. At first, James didn't believe it, but the next second, an eerie voice came through the phone.
Hello?
I'm here. I'm always here.
James no longer hesitated. After dressing himself and his daughter in warm clothes, he hurriedly led her away from this bizarre place. However, before they could get far, a strange figure appeared in the villa behind them, frightening him into quickly picking up his daughter and fleeing from this terrifying place. Without a car, they could only walk towards the town at the foot of the mountain in the dark night. They didn't know how long they had been walking when they finally saw lights ahead, but the next second, James suddenly saw a horrifying scene. The villa had reappeared before their eyes. James instantly realized that the villa had no intention of letting them leave, but by now, they had no choice. If they stayed outside, they would soon freeze to death in the cold. So, after reassuring his daughter, they mustered their courage and returned to the villa. However, just as the two had lain down to rest, a flash of white light suddenly appeared. James immediately sensed that someone was taking pictures of them. At this moment, a memory suddenly surfaced. Just the night before, he had seen that eerie photo in the basement. It turned out to have been taken during this time period. Recalling the scene of his daughter drowning in his dream, James quickly got up to investigate, wanting to find the person secretly photographing them. But as soon as he walked out of the bedroom, the room behind him suddenly closed. Then, he found himself back in that mysterious space. As he searched for an exit, a bathtub filled with water suddenly appeared in the living room. The next second, a monster suddenly grabbed James' neck from behind.